Hi everyone. Um, I just wanted to get on here today and talk a little bit about um, divorce. Are you like in your 40s, 50s, or 60s going through a divorce? Because if you are, you're not alone. And that's something that I'm going through currently. Maybe you have been in a marriage for a long time. Um, Maybe it's, 10 years or maybe it's longer. For me, it was 30 years. And are you, like me, having trouble sleeping sometimes at night? Anxiety and stress and worry about maybe your kids, your adult kids, or finances, or, even gossip, what people might be saying, especially if you've been around, or especially if you've been married for quite a while and you're involved with communities. So I wanted to let you know that I'm navigating this myself. It's a part of my story. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Linnéa. It's actually Linnéa, but I answer to Linnéa also. It's Swedish. I'm 57, and I have two adult sons in their 20s, and one is almost 30. And I have been married 30 years and am in the middle of going through a contested divorce, and it's been difficult. And I have found myself really struggling to sleep at night. On top of that, I have some other things I'm going through, breast cancer treatment, and side effects from that. I'm happy to say I'm cancer-free right now, but still going through treatments. But I'm also a counselor because I've had a lot of things in my past, and I went through my own personal walk with counseling and my own past of trauma, and I just want you to know that it's so important to be able to talk to someone. And especially if you are going through a divorce or even a relationship, partnership breakup, maybe you're thinking, it's not really worth it. Maybe you're thinking you don't have the money. Maybe you don't have insurance. What I can say though is this, is you're worth it. You're worth having someone to talk to about this. And I want to give you a resource. It's called Psychology Today. And if you type in Psychology Today, findatherapist.com, I'll put it in the link down below. But if you go there and you can put in where you live, it's for people in the U.S. If you do not have insurance, because you can filter it by the type of insurance you want, if you want online therapy, if you want in-person, but if you don't have insurance, you can go down to the bottom of the filters, and there's a place where it says sliding scale, and click on that, and it will bring up therapists or counselors in your area who base like the co-pays and the cost of going to them on what your income is. So sometimes the copay can be just $5 or $10, and so just don't let that be the reason why you're not going. If that seems too much for you. Maybe you're someone who doesn't like to ask for help, but you're just feeling overwhelmed. You're exhausted emotionally, physically, mentally, because divorce can do that to you. Even if it is uncontested and you're both going through it, agreeing on terms, that still is a huge change on your nervous system. And you are so worth it. And just talking to someone about it gives you a little bit of distance from everything you're feeling, and it helps you not feel alone. If that is too much for you, then I want to encourage you to call 988. And yes, it is advertised as a crisis suicidal hotline, but it's actually for anyone who's in a crisis, and a divorce is considered a crisis. And it's not for counselors who answer the phone on 988 to decide whether it's a crisis or not for you. I'm saying this because I am a 988 counselor, and I talk to people every single day. And so it's free. And if you want to call and just talk to someone, maybe get more resources in your area, they can actually look it up and text you the therapists in your area if that's too much for you to do on your own. So that's something you can do. And 988 is available 24/7. So don't feel bad. If anything, if you don't have someone that you can talk to or just vent to or anything like that, please call us. Please call 988. And me personally, I do have a therapist that I talk to. I still get overwhelmed, but I get so validated, and not just for my own well-being does my therapist validate me or placate me. It's making me feel like, okay, I'm not going crazy for what I'm feeling. It gives me some normalcy. It reminds me that I'm worth it to feel healthy. And, being in my 50s, being 57, I have been going from having housing stability because I own a home with my husband for the last almost 25 years. But due to some of his abuse, I left the home. And so now we're in a lot of issues with that between our attorneys. But it can bring up a lot of things. But I'm finding that when I take each day, just moment by moment, if it's too hard to take it day by day, there are days where I am just so stressed. And sometimes I use containment skills, which means I don't think about it in that moment. And that's different from suppressing emotions, just allowing yourself to have a time to think about it, a worry time to think about the stress. Maybe I'll give myself 30 minutes when I'm off of work. And after I do that, to go to bed, something that helps me is I put on a podcast, and I have found a podcast that helps me because it's not necessarily the topic of the podcast, it's the tone of the voice. And I found someone whose tone is just very calming and soothing to me. And I do happen to like the topic, but I will put that on, and it helps me fall asleep. And before I put that on, I also watch something funny or some cute animal videos. So that does help me. And just know that you're not alone if you're also going through a divorce, because it can feel so isolating and lonely and hurtful if your ex is saying things about you. So just know that you are worth taking care of, and you still have a life left, and there is a new beginning on the other side. So just know that. And like I said, go to Psychology Today, findatherapist.com, or call 988. And I hope you know that you're not alone, and you're worth taking care of, and things are going to be okay. I promise.